You know, I was thinking how the devil is reshaping his kingdom. You know, we're in these period of times where things have ramped up and have become more crazy. And I thought, like, as I was preparing this message, I said, you know what? He's reshaping his kingdom. He's actually got these nationalists, Christian, so-called Christian nationalists, the false prophets, and all of these different types of people put in key places, key areas, all around to set up there to carry out his mission. And here we have, if you remember this guy, Vincent James, we talked about him many weeks back, but I want you to see what he said here recently. And before we see the clip of what he said recently, let me give you a refresher of what this guy said. Take a look.
We are the Christian Taliban. This is the era of Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism is on the rise and people are thirsty for it. They are hungry for this. And we are the Christian Taliban. And we will not stop until the Handmaid's Tale is a reality. And even worse than that, to be honest. Yes, we do have to start rolling back. There was this article from The Atlantic where it's like, well, Alito is on a mission to roll back the rights of women. To roll back the past 100 years of rights that were given to women. Yes, that is what we're doing. And it's only going to get worse for you from here. It's the same thing with giving women the right to vote. Look at the graphs. I'm just saying, look at the graphs, look at the statistics on there. Look at how the country would be if only men voted versus what the country would be like if only women voted.
As you see, he's one of these nationalist guys that want to hide behind the banner of Christianity, but it's really racism, is anything that has nothing to do with true Christian values and the loving message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. These people are frauds, and the devil is using them to put them in places, high places, everywhere, to carry out the mission of division and hate and keep people from being all that they can be spiritually. Because if you follow these types of people, you're not where you need to be spiritually, because this person is not somebody sent by the Lord. These types of people, these nationalists, these false teachers, these people that support these types of people. We live in dangerous times. We are in very dangerous times, and these people are dangerous. Now listen to what he said in his recent message here. Take a listen.
And this is very similar to what we saw with the whole horseback border patrol agents. Horseback border agents to be punished for migrant confrontation. You know, they tried to say, well, they were whipping Haitian migrants, but it was just the reins of the horse. But here's the thing, you know, we need them. We need them to start like literally whipping migrants coming across the border. Maybe that will get them to stop. Maybe that will get them to think twice before invading our country, which most Americans agree is an invasion at the southern border. You know, we need to praise agents like this. Okay, we need to hang these things up. That should be commended.
You see that? Talking about basically beating migrants. You know, whatever your stance is on immigration, I mean, that's I'm not going to even get into that. But what I'm going to get into the part is as Christians, are we to be like that? Have hate-filled ways and talk about putting, you know, that they should be beaten back across the border, basically. Keep them out of here. We don't want you here. See, because that same type of mindset that these people that want to hide behind the Christian banner, that's the same mindset. They don't want you in the church. Let a mixed couple walk into some of these places, churches. Oh, they'll get ran out of there. Let you come in there, whether you know you're a Democrat or whatever, or just a person, an atheist, or some other alternative lifestyle. Let you walk into one of their places. They don't want you there. their hearts are being revealed. They're hateful people that should not be in power, that should not be in these places. And unfortunately, there's pastors like this. Many of you know the Greg Locks and people like that.
Bunch of devils. I'm sick of it. They want to talk about the insurrection. Let me tell you something. You ain't seen an insurrection yet. Stole an election that everybody knows they stole, and they're trying to do as much damage as they possibly can until we start restoring some order around here. Worshippers like Kenneth Copeland, the most powerful pastor in America. He's a demon, and he's going to hell, and you tell him I said so. I'm about to kick his pulpit over and preach wide slam open tonight. That low-down, sorry, sex trafficking rapist. I'm sick of these demon-worshiping pastors like Joel Osteen. Look, I'm just going to say it tonight. I don't care what the news media says. Joel Osteen ain't going to sue Greg Locke. I wished you would. Dude's worth so many millions of dollars, it's ridiculous. Why don't they sue the hillbilly preacher? I'll tell you why. Because he knows I'm right. I'm going to call them all out when I have to. He said, oh my goodness, you mean to tell me that Joel Osteen, he's that way with women? No, I'm here to tell you Joel Osteen's that way with boys.
That think that, he's a flamboyant speaker in such a way. But you know what? His messages, a lot of them are filled with hate because he's a QAnon conspiracy believer. He pushes hate messages just like this Vincent James, just like Nick Fuertes, just like all of these other nationalist people that are trying to take over. I don't know how much of y'all out there that if you follow in the news, there's people, there's journalists, there's people sounding an alarm. The president just sounded alarm on his speech. They're talking about the danger of these people, these people, there's people out here still that want to argue and act like these people are not dangerous and that they don't exist when they do, because they are in the church. These people are in the church. These people are claiming that they're Christians and going around putting policies in place that destroy people, hurt people, because they don't care. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is they care about power and money. In some of these channels that we've been talking about, their motives are totally something else. They act like they're caring about saving souls and concerned about the message of Christ. But then at the same time, they want to ram, just like this Vincent guy, Vincent James, they want to ram religion down people's throat and make them take it, like it or not. Is that how the gospel, is that what Jesus, before he ascended, when he told us to spread the message throughout the earth, is that what he said, how to go about that? Did Jesus ever go about going into a town, going into somewhere and try to ram it down people's throat or tell the disciples, gather them up? They're going to listen to me like it or not, and they're going to accept this message like it or not, and if not, we're going to do something to them. Is that how Jesus acted? I don't believe that Jesus, I know the Jesus in the Bible that I've read, I didn't see any violent acts like that coming from him. When even in the midst of dying, he still had compassion. So here you have people that, unfortunately, their countries are in turmoil. I wonder, how can many of these countries around the world get fixed from the turmoil? Now, that's a whole nother message that I plan on at some point doing, because we're responsible for a lot of the turmoil in many places around the world. So we are responsible. We have played a role. What they always want to say, we're this great Christian nation. But we've played a role in destroying other parts of the world just as much. But yet you have people that try to get over here for whatever reason. Some good, majority of them are just trying to get a better life. When I used to live in California, and lived in San Diego, and we would go party over in Tijuana and go hang out and be down there. And that's the first time experiencing and seeing how poor these people were, and how when we take the taxi from the border and you go into town and the little kids are out there and bare feet and dirty and begging and trying to open the door and this all. And when I, coming from Ohio, when I first saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, and that's going around the town and the smell and how poor and how everything was. No wonder if I'm there, I'm trying to get the heck out too, if things for a better life of some sort. I don't know how it can be fixed, but one thing I do know as Christians, we're not to be going around talking about, if you claiming you're a Christian, talk about going around beating somebody, whipping them back over the border or whatever you're trying to do. We're not to talk like that. We're not to act like that. But unfortunately, too many Christians act hateful as it is. I've made many messages talking about hateful Christians and their hateful ways. People that profess that. And no wonder people don't want to be involved with anything with the church. More damage is being done. The devil, I told you, he's reorganized his kingdom. He's reorganizing it. And he is set up as doing so much now damage in such a way to now when you hear the word Christianity, people, hold their nose, turn their head, don't want to hear it. It's caused a lot of damage. Satan knows what he's doing. But you know what? We know how the story ends for him. So right now, it looks like he's winning. It looks like he's winning. And unfortunately, there's many people that have latched on to him, these people that he's using. They've latched on to him exactly what he wants. And they're riding the wave and road to destruction is what's happening. Because there's a way, as scripture tells us, that seems right. But the end result is death. And that's what's happening for many of these people. Death, a spiritual death, is what they're going to suffer from following people like these types of people that hide behind a Christian banner when they're really not Christian at all. There's hateful people. They're false messengers. They're all types of deceivers sent by the enemy himself. And we have to continue to call it out. We've got to continue to expose them. We talk about the issues the church run away from on this channel. We expose Satan and his devices. And what else do? Punch him right in between the chops, because we want to get the devil and put him on the run. And that's what we're going to continue to do to give God the glory, expose anybody that's trying to take people with them down that dark road of destruction. And we'll continue to lift God up. If you're new, consider subscribing, hit like, coming along for the journey. My name is Maurice Braxton. Evangelism for God is the channel. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.